so. Alright. Hold on, I need to let Looney know. With the attorney. Alright, here we go. Starting the case. Starting the trial. Let's go. When I woke the following morning, Susato's sun was already gone. Outside the window, the rain came down in sheets. And so it became an even longer day than the last, one that I would remember for the rest of my days. Poor Susato. May he travel home in peace. Good morning, Gina. I'm determined to prove your innocence today. I'm sure we can do it. So where's your friend, then? Sorry? I know. Are in the fancy dress. Susato, or however you say it. I don't know. Ah, Mrs. Sato had to leave early this morning. She was already gone by the time I woke up. You're alright with that, are ya? Forget about me if you like. Go see her off. It's fine. It's not as though Mrs. Sato and I won't meet again. One day. Don't tempt fate, please. Even so. But you, Gina. You only get one chance. The trial is all we have. Good morning, you too? Huh? Oh, is that who I think it is? Yeah, it is you. Oh, and you brought the cat too!
How you feeling, Ginny? Did you manage to sleep?
Alice! What are y'all doing here?
What do you mean? When a friend is in need, we'll show you our support. Isn't that right, Waggy?
Waggy. I like it.
Ah, Waggy!
Great way to show your support, kitty. Let me have a nose around. What am I gonna do?
Oh, that reminds me. I brought a paper on the way here.
What? Okay.
Now, would you like the good news or the bad news? What do you say, Rudo? Genie?
I usually like bad news first, so I can cheer myself up with the good news. Oh well, I think I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first. Yeah, that's what I usually do. No, I was taking the good news first. You might not live to hear the bad. Well, come on, Gina.
Yes, that question always gives away people's personalities.
Let's not go there.
Alright then, I'll give you the bad news first. A record amount of rain has fallen this morning, and carriages all over the capital are struggling to move.
Oh, jeez. Huh? The bad news was a weather report? Pfft. Get rain all the time. What's wrong with that? Well, not this year. This year's been pretty dry.
So I hope that Susie made her train to Dover, and that the train isn't delayed on its way to the port.
Oh, that might be a problem. Gosh, yes. Alright then, so what's the good news?
Well, the rain is forecasted to subside this afternoon. So even if the train is delayed, it should be able to make up the time later. Well, that is good news, isn't it?
Okay. What, you just telling us the weather? I couldn't give a monkeys, really. If only the good news. If only all good news canceled out the bad. Yeah, right.
Look, the trials made the headline too. Pawnbrokers perishes in pick purse plunder. See?
How'd you like that? Well, let them say what they want. See if I care. Can't because you're covering your face.
Don't worry, you're gonna show everyone that this headline is nonsense.
I will.
And then in tomorrow's papers, the headlines will be: discharged diver's dauntless do-gooder. Isn't that right, Bruno?
Oh, yes. Let's hope so.
Of course they will. I have absolute faith in you. How's that? I was trying to sound like Susie. Did it work? How did it?
It's like she was still here. Why?
Collecting, Bruno. I'll do what I can.
I guess we can look at this. Is it literally just the weather? Oh, there's the... Huh. What's on the back of this? I'm trying to see this. Ministry... Classified... Ministry, I don't know what that says. Classified secrets may have been... Lowland... Overseas from Ministry of Justice.
There's a sensational story lower down on the front page as well. Look. Ministry Mole. Classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice.
Oh, leaked. Okay, I see it now. Also, mole. Oh, I guess I could see mole, but it's hard to like. Why mole? For a 10-year-old, certainly has a finger on the pulse of world news.
It's about secret communications between Great Britain and its allies. Apparently, they're being intercepted by hostile nations.
Communications are being intercepted? But how would somebody be doing that? Thank you for the host. Now don't watch anymore.
That's the question, isn't it? I've come up with 3 different possible methods so far. Are you looking for a new career, Rudo?
No, of course not. I wonder. Perhaps this is what Lord Strongarm was talking about yesterday.
Yes, it could be. And it can explain why he has Greg C. running from pillar to post at the moment.
Okay, cool. Got the paper updated. Alright. So now we actually got something important.
Good luck, Edward.
Okay.
I'll do what I can.
I already read that.
Obviously, I don't know what the law like Susie does, but still. I'll be by your side the whole time, giving you more support and encouragement.
Stop pointing that bazooka at me. I'm not sure that big thing is as comforting as you think it is, to be honest. But thank you, Iris. That's very kind of you. Jeez. Oh yeah, Iris?
Yes, Ginny?
Well, I was wondering, is all, about Shoals. Did they fix him up alright?
Yes. The operation was a great success.
Why is your face so straight?
But Hurley still hasn't come around yet.
Eh?
I've asked a friend of mine in Scotland Yard to send a telegram as soon as he wakes up.
Sure, Gregson will let us know the moment there's news. Well, he was talking to Sasato in the intermission. Why? What's the thing? What's the dealio with that? That's sus. Oh, right. No, Sasato-san, no, Mr. Sholmes. It's all down to me today to prove that Gina is innocent of this crime. Miss Gina Lestrade, counsel for the defense. The trial is about to start. Please make your way to the courtroom.
It's time then.
Yes, let's go, Gina. Iris.
Lead the way, Rudo.
Here we go, the final case of the first game. Poor Gina. She's trying to put on a brave face, but I can tell she's worried and scared. I have to believe in her from start to finish. That's the weapon that will secure our victory here. If I learned anything from my great friend, it's that. May you rest in peace. What? Really? It's him? In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. The trial should determine the guilt or innocence of Miss Gina Lestrade. I now call upon the counsel for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready. Lord Van Zeeks. My lord. Remind me, how many years ago was it that you withdrew from the public prosecution service? It was 5 years ago, my lord. Yes, and then 2 months ago you resurfaced somewhat unexpectedly, and here you are again today. Are there some circumstances of which the court should be aware that have led to this erratic behavior? In what one might describe as your former life 5 years past, you dealt exclusively in matters concerned with the highest echelons of society and government. Really? Yet today, you choose to try a simple case of burglary and murder. I confess I find it more than a little befuddling, counsel. This is an ace attorney game. I have to be the prosecution for those types of cases. But also, there are 2 types of person I cannot abide. Firstly, those wealthy scoundrels who hide behind a mask of philanthropy and cheat the public at large.
He means Mr. McGilded, who defended against the Reaper 2 months ago.
I like how the camera's pointed slightly down because she's so short. Yes, I just about managed to work that out, thank you. Magnus McGilded. If I'd known what a monster he was, I never would have defended him. And secondly, even more loathsome, those wily scoundrels who masquerade as allies, only to effect total betrayal in the final hour. In other words, the confidence tricksters from those tiny islanders in the Far East, the Nipponese. What? Did you really just say that?
He means you now, Bruno.
I actually managed to work that out too. Thank you, Iris. Total betrayal? What are you talking about? We're gonna find out about his past, aren't we? The torrid look of hatred in Lord Van Zeek's eyes. Was that directed solely at me? Who's it talking about all Japanese people? Is he just a racist? An alarmingly scathing explanation, Lord Van Zeeks. Still, the judiciary welcomes the return of the so-called Reaper the Bailey, feared by all London's malefactors. Your lordship is too kind. Now, jurors, the 6 of you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to hear the evidence placed before you to determine the guilt or innocence of the defendant? Shh. I swear we see like every one of these. Except for the guy on the left. On the far right, I mean. Former lieutenant of the British Army here, don't you know? Chaps like me were born ready. Yeah, I like how his pipe is so broken. I forget what voice I gave you.
Clean cutlery and clean conscience. His lordship's motto is very appropriate here, I think.
Oh, you're just flat out new.
Everything will be stereoscopic in the future. Absolutely everything, and I'm ready for it.
I don't understand it. I can't have left it in there. It's not possible. But could I have?
Woman indispensable to society. Stop. Female-centric future awaits. Stop.
Good day. I am Waterloo, London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please.
Like, nice mouse. Is something wrong, Bruno? Oh, not exactly. It's just... I'm fairly sure I recognize these jurors. Almost all of them, in fact.
Really? Funny coincidences like that do happen from time to time, don't they? But it's quite strange. The jurors are chosen at random from London's 6 million inhabitants, you know?
So I've been led to believe. Something tells me I'm being duped. Very well. Now, Lord Van Zeeks, The court calls upon the prosecution to introduce the facts of the case.
As you wish, my lord. Allow me to begin with a word of warning to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. In short, there's never been a more self-evident case of cold-blooded murder. The victim, Mr. Pop Winterbank, proprietor of a pawn shop on Baker Street, was shot from behind and died instantly. The prosecution presents this photographic print of the crime scene. As the court will observe, there is a single bullet wound just below the gentleman's left shoulder. The evidence suggests that the bullet pierced the man's heart, resulting in near-instant death. Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner, his report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory.
And what's that supposed to tell us?
It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Someone like the accused, you might say. The prosecution wishes to present the autopsy report and crime scene photograph as evidence, my lord.
Indeed, the court accepts. Hand them to the bailiff, please. We got the autopsy. And the crime scene photo.
I now ask the court to turn its attention to this plan of the establishment where the incident occurred. The proprietor is found in the storeroom where he kept articles pawned to him. A windowless room with a single point of entry, a door to the main shop that was found locked. In this sealed chamber, there are only two persons present. The victim, Mr. Winterbank, and the accused. It may further interest the court to know that when the accused was discovered at the scene, she had in her hand the gun used to fire the fatal bullet.
Yeah, it looks terrible for her.
Well, that's nothing more to say. It's like Grimly little girl pickpocket, anyways. She's one of those filthy traps that lives in the slums in the East End. Oh well, it was only a matter of time before she got blood on her hands then. What are the jurors waiting for? The girl's guilty as hell!
We can't jump to conclusions here. We mustn't assume her guilt just because of what she has to do to survive.
Let me pour a glass of wine in your honor, my Lord Nebenee's friend. It is you who mustn't jump to conclusions. The prosecution has barely begun to presenting its case. Conveniently, this appalling act of murder did not go unobserved. There were witnesses.
Good gracious!
After the testimony, the girl's true nature will be exposed. Pitiful pick-purse or cold-hearted killer. Here's to establishing the truth.
Court will take the floor plan and firearm into evidence. Hand it to the bailiff, please, Lord Van Zeeks.
At once, my lord.
I got the floor plan and the gun. This isn't good.
Feeling the mood in here has turned very gloomy all of a sudden, Bruno.
I think that's because it has. Alright. And there goes his cape.
Let us begin. Bring forth the witnesses to the foul murder of Mr. Pop Winterbank on the 16th of April this year.
What? Oh, hi!
Witnesses, state names and occupations for the court.
Name's Nash Skulkin. Occupation is baddie, professional baddie. Name's Reno Skulkin. Occupation is same as him.
Tobias Grinson, Scotland Yard, Inspector. That's right. We're what they call... The tree's called preference. What are you looking at me like for? Don't laugh at me with your lot. Well, blimey, I go. Don't you know what we're going for? You don't know the proof. That's the contact with we have, so we're scouring every city corner of the capital. And look, and then last night, we come across you, a very spit of the bloke. Isn't that right, Ringo? It is, yes, it is. A very spit of him. So we decided that there and when, what we was gonna do, we was gonna call you Big Prof Skulky. Come on, leave her out, you two.
Skulky skulkin'. That's before he runs out of chips. Well then, Inspector Skulky Gregson.
Beg your pardon, my lord, but my name's Tobias.
What I would like to know, Inspector, is what you are doing in the witness stand.
The Skulking brothers are currently under arrest, my lord, on suspicion of theft.
Thieves, are they? These three?
No, my lord, begging your pardon, but please don't lump me in with this lot. 2 nights ago, these two brothers illegally entered an establishment with intent to burgle. In the course of their nefarious activities, they became embroiled in a far more sinister crime.
By Jove, you mean to say? What an extraordinary coincidence.
Indeed, my lord. While attempting to burglarize the pawnbrokery, they witnessed its proprietor's murder.
He's all a box.
Order! The various trespasses of these brothers not the subject of today's proceedings, though they will naturally face trial in the very near future. With your lordship's permission, I'd like to remain in the stand to keep these gents on the straight and narrow. Of course, Inspector.
Skeptical as I am about the caliber of these witnesses, I permit them to take the stand.
Mr.
and Mr. Skulkin. Mr. and Mr. Okay. I almost said Mr. and Mrs. Skulkin, but no, they're both guys.
You now testify before the court. Describe the events of the night in question and what exactly you saw.
Happily do.
Cause a skulker's never skulking.
Get out of it.
Oh boy.
We was taking down Baker Street in the smars and the gas store was a Joshy. It was like this, some kind of sign, begging for us to go in, it was. But when we got inside, God blimey, lummy, we heard a gunshot from the back room. We went to see what was about, but the door was locked from the inside. We never done nothing, Governor. We never took nothing. We just left after that nice and quiet.
Terrible coincidence, it would seem. In the precise moment these miscreants entered the property, an even more sinister crime was afoot.
The witness's testimony is consistent with the crime scene in every detail. The door providing access to the storeroom from the main shop was indeed locked from the inside. And within, only the victim and the accused were found.
I must say, it does appear to be an overwhelmingly simple case. Still, the defense may cross-examine the witnesses now, and, of course. Counsel, if you please. Counsel? Yes.
What's the matter, Rudo?
Sorry, I was just stunned into silence for a minute by the blatant lies being told by that pair in the stand. No, that's all nonsense, because I saw it with my own eyes! I just have to expose their testimony for the pact of lies it is. Okay. At least he wasn't stunned that they were telling the truth or something. Because that would be bad for us. Just press everything for now. The front door window banks was ajar, you say? What time of night was this?
Must have been about 1, right, Ringo? Yeah, I'd say so. Right, Skulky?
How would I know? A place where I've been shot at once at 1 in the morning, just like every other shop in town.
Well, it was pitch black inside, it's true. Ain't that right, Ringo? I'm not so sure, Nash. I seem to remember a little light burning inside. What about you, Skulky? Me old monker?
Leave me alone.
There was definitely a small lamp burning inside. That's what alerted us to the situation in the first place.
And when these gentlemen ventured into the open establishment, the accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, already had the muzzle of her gun trained on the unfortunate victim.
Objection!
That is pure conjecture.
Huh, perhaps, but it changes nothing. These brothers inadvertently wandered into the middle of a cold-blooded murder. Simply because they found the door of the victim's establishment open and ventured inside.
Right, that's what happened.
Okay.
Hold it!
What are you trying to suggest? That you had to go in?
Well, God moves in mysterious ways, I say. Don't they, Ringo? They do, Nash, they do. Must have been some sort of providence, I reckon.
God's will often presents itself as the whim of thieves, doesn't it?
It weren't no wind, I'm dead sure of that. It weren't, Nash, it weren't, like we said at the time. You don't just find doors open in the middle of the night like that. Nah, there's no two ways about it. It was a shiny but long-lost brother who was inside.
They're not very good liars, are they?
Well, you can't deny it. Lester, the bloke, what just looks. Lester, a bloke, what looks just like a brother.
They should cut it out.
Chip's getting a chomping today. He loves his french fries.
Hold it!
A gunshot, you say? Just the one. Are you sure about that?
Yep, just the one, Governor. I can swear to that. It was, Nash, it was. Ain't that right, bruv?
Firearm used belonged to the victim himself. Yes, Mr. Winterbank always used to leave a gun lying around the counter.
Right, I remember.
When we examined it, we found the revolver was completely out of rounds. That makes sense. Mr. Winterbank always used to say he only ever kept a single bullet loaded.
That's true. Remember him saying that as well. So we could say with considerable certainty that only a single round was discharged from the firearm that was used as the murder weapon. Nope. Well, I mean, yes, from the murder weapon, but not at the scene.
Yes, my lord, we can.
We should remind the court that the firearm in question was discovered in the hand of the accused.
Wonderful.
Hold it!
Give me the door between the main shop and the storeroom.
If my learned friend is having difficulty grasping the situation, perhaps a drawing would help. Excluding the shop's entrance from the street, there is only one other door, the storeroom.
Of course, there was only a little oil lamp burning. Not much to say by. And the door was hidden behind a curtain and all.
That's right. It was behind a curtain. Right, the door was mostly obscured by the curtain. Tell me, why exactly did you try to open the door?
Eh?
A normal petty thief would run out of the sound of the gunshot, I should think.
Oh, well, your turn, Rabbit Ringo. Well, Nash, yeah, I suppose you have to say we ain't normal, eh?
Broadly speaking, humans responded one of two ways on hearing a gunshot or scream. The timid flee, gripped by fear, while the courageous investigate to see if they might help. These gentlemen are the latter inclination. My learned Japanese friend, it would seem, is the former.
Alright, somehow I just proved I was a coward that night. Okay, I like that one. I need a drink. I need a drink badly. Thank you, counsels. So I believe we all understand that the door was locked and could not be opened. Proceed, witnesses.
Hold it!
You didn't do or take anything. Is that your story?
Well, it was the bedlam as soon well, it was bedlam soon as, weren't it? It was, Nash, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes up, me late Lucy Lockets.
So with no time to take your hands out of your pocket, you just left nice and quietly, you say.
That's right, Governor. Nothing we ate more than violence. Peace-loving nibblers. We aren't no burglars. We are, Nash. We are. Never pulled me dukes out. Me Lucy Lockets.
So you clearly like us to believe.
Come again.
As you fled from the pawnbrokers that night, did you not run into anyone else? Oh boy, dog wants out in my room. Okay. Alright, you can go out. And did you not fire a gun at that person? Saints alive, they fired a gun, you say?
Blimey, Governor. You ain't telling us it was you in the doorway?
It was.
Why, the bleeding Nora. Did you mention that before?
You are armed with a gun. And as you fled the scene, you fired that gun. At London's greatest detective, Herlock Sholmes. Shot the great Mr. Sholmes?
I did hear that, actually. There's a rumor he'd be rushed to the hospital. The great Sholmes! That's below the pale!
On the night in question, this pair were arrested by the police within minutes of the discovery of the crime scene. Their suspicious countenance rapidly gave them away. In when we searched, a firearm was indeed found in the possession. Furthermore, the barrel showed signs of shot. A shot had been fired from it.
Oh, there's the gun in question.
The prosecution invites his lordship to examine the firearm recovered from these brothers.
Yes, indeed. Remnants of powder around the muzzle, as you say, counsel. The court will hold this weapon as evidence. Skulkin Brothers gun. You got more grape juice.
Now, my learned Japanese friend,
Yes?
here's to you successfully presenting the evidence.
You present the evidence.
For yes, there are telltale signs of spent powder on this gun, and a single bullet missing from the cylinder. The prosecution demands evidence that was fired at the scene of the crime under scrutiny in this trial.
Objection!
Well, I don't need evidence. Because I was there!
Objection!
However,
The rest of us in this courtroom were not. If the defense fails to provide evidence in support of its rash claim, we shall have no choice but to toast your incompetence and move on.
evidence that these two fired the gun before they left the window banks that night. Oh wait, I have that. The court demands that all claims are affirmed with clear proof. What evidence shows that these witnesses unloaded a firearm in the pawnbroker shop that night? First things first, let me actually examine everything we got in clear detail, just so I can unlock some stuff. I know I'm actually supposed. Let me just see. It's in the. Well, it's. I saw evidence of like the. Oh yeah, it's gonna be like in here. Not that. Like, yeah, it's this. Yeah, that's the proof I have. I'm gonna look at everything I have here, just to unlock some other things if there's. So I don't have to later. Autopsy report. Details of the victim. Pop Winterbank. Prom broker on Baker Street. Time of death. 1 to 1:30. Reporting party. Runescape. Never heard of. Okay, so I am I am on this autopsy report. Coroner Dr. Stevens. Post-mortem finding. Single bullet wound in upper half of victim's back. No other available signs of trauma. Autopsy findings. Instant death from a posterior anterior bullet wound to the heart. The bullet entered the body in the back on a gently rising diagonal trajectory. Alright. Nothing we didn't know there. Crime scene photo. Of course there's the bullet wound there. There's a pool of blood here. There's nothing in his pocket. There's nothing in his hand I can see. Nothing too strange. I've checked this already. There is here. It does look like there is some blood splattered. Although it's black and although it's just white smudges, so it's. I mean that is the same spot though, which is interesting that that's there. Of course, this is the dead body, and this is presumably what's her face? I forget. Jeez, man. No, this is the murder weapon. This is Mr. Winbeck's gun. The cylinder is completely empty.
Mr. Winterbank always used to keep a gun on hand and a sharper counter.
Yes, but only ever with a single bullet loaded, I understand.
That's right. Keep all the pawn articles that were in his care safe.
But his one bullet was fired that night, and the poor man lost his life. Was he protecting his shop, I wonder? Trying to keep the articles safe? Hold on. Is that just the lighting? Because it looks like there's something red at the nozzle. Oh wait, I read that already. Okay, so it's nothing new. Yes. Doesn't seem like anything. Yeah, I'm gonna give up on that for now. Oh, the Skulkin Brothers gun. So this ammunition is still loaded in 5 of the revolver's 6 chambers.
Yeah, that's what she tells us, that only a single shot has been fired from it.
Exactly.
Bullet that hit Hurley, in fact, isn't it?
Yes, it happened almost as soon as we walked through Winterbank's door.
I'll make those brothers pay.
Yeah, seems like there's also nothing strange about this. So I'm just gonna give up on that. Yeah, I'm just going to present this.
Take that!
The evidence is in this portfolio. What on earth do you have there, Counsel? During the course of our investigations, we discovered a number of bloodstains.
Not trusting the police to do the job they're trained to do? How arrogantly Nipponese of you.
Oh, well, anyway. We analyze all the blood samples we found and record the results in this portfolio. Any claim to have evidence that the court is demanding therein? Yes, my lord. No more dallying then, counsel. Present the pertinent evidence at once. What do you have in your portfolio that proves these witnesses unloaded a firearm at the scene? Why did it default to this one? It's clearly this one.
Take that!
Because there's a bullet in there. What is that? Explain. It's a photographic print taken at Windibank's pawnbrokery on the day of the incident. From the scene of the crime, is it? Is that a bullet hole? And if my eyes do not deceive me, it appears that the bullet is still lodged there. Yes, as your lordship noticed. The bullet appears in Mr. Windibank's calendar. The date shown being the 16th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death. The incident occurred at 1 hour after midnight, but this indicates that a separate shot had been fired sometime after the calendar had been set to the 16th. That's right, and while it isn't irrefutable, the defense believes that this is credible evidence that the witnesses did fire a round from their gun in the pawnbrokers that night.
Yeah!
Order! How's the prosecution stand, Lord Van Zeeks?
Sip. If that is the direction my learned friend wishes to take, the prosecution has no objection. What?
And there goes his cup.
You'll forgive me for flinging my hollow chalice aside in disgust at the repugnance it exposes. Yes, on the night in question, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery illegally. And like the bold baddies they claim to be, opened fire on the new arrivals before fleeing back onto the street.
Take it easy, there, Governor. You're gonna land us in the soup. We had a deal. We were gonna get into them details. Tell him, Scorky. Set the bloke straight.
I have nothing to add.
So he knew, did he? Von Zeeks knew their testimony would almost certainly expose the extent of their crimes.
It would seem now that I owe my learned minis friend a word of gratitude.
What do you mean?
What I mean is that you have helpfully confirmed an important fact.
To what fact do you refer, Lord Von Zeeks? Oh no.
As has been established at the point of their arrest, a single shot had been fired from the brother's gun. However, that shot had found its target in Mr. Sholmes. Then clearly, these witnesses cannot be accused of the fatal shooting of the proprietor and victim.
Ah!
In other words, these two men have no material connection to the murder of Mr. Windibank at all.
So that's it.
That's it. We didn't have nothing to do with it. We didn't write that. We didn't. That's what I reckon.
Your crimes include unlawful entry, intent to steal, perjury, and let us not forget, attempted murder.
Quite a catalog, eh, fellers?
We're for number.
Now then, let us take a moment to consider the aforementioned great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. It would seem that the man patronized the pawnbrokers in question somewhat regularly.
Where's he going with this?
Mr. Sholmes appears to take pleasure in tinkering with eccentric machinery.
Eccentric? Says who?
Not me. Don't give me that look. Oh wait, he took cameras! Yes!
He saw a pair of machines like this one in the victim's shop.
Oh! That's one of Hurley's red-handed recorders!
What is this, counsel? It has the appearance of a photographic contraption.
As your lordship has surmised, it is indeed a camera attached to a small timing device.
Every half an hour, it automatically photographs the interior of the establishment. The idea being that if a thief were to break into the shop, he would be caught red-handed.
Prosecution has obtained the photographs taken by the device and the night in question. That's a lot of photographs.
I have a bad feeling what it's going to show on these.
As the court will observe, the copious and identical prints are produced in quite desultory fashion.
Rather prodigal, I feel.
In fact, there are 2 such devices in the victim's shop, my lord. If I may refer to the court, to the plan of the premises, the respective positions are here and here.
Okay, so one above the desk that actually does show off the door, and the other that shows off the entrance. But they're both facing the same way, which is weird. There's definitely a blind spot. You see these cameras print every half hour. I'm afraid I fail to see how that would help if the anticipated thief conducted his activities in one of the many 30-minute intervals.
One can only pray that the would-be criminals lingers, my lord. On the night in question, the witnesses currently in the stand were not caught on camera.
That's a bit of a friar trick, eh, bruv? Need to look loves the skulking.
Witnesses?
At what time did your trespassing begin?
Must have been just after 1, right, bro? Must have been, yes, must have been. Yeah, just got one.
In which case, minutes before these brothers entered the establishment. What scene might we expect to see within the shop? Examine the evidence.
Oh, jeez. Oh, what? Good lord. It's the defendant. Miss Gina Lestrade. No.
As the court can clearly see, he carries his pictured gun in hand, facing the victim over the shop counter. No doubt coercing the proprietor to open the door to his storeroom.
Quite. One can only too easily imagine the events that unfolded. Oh boy. The court will take this photographic print as evidence, if you please, counsel. Photograph of Gina.
I don't believe it, Jeannie.
In short, the accused is the only person who could possibly have killed Mr. Whittaby.
Ah! I say, my lord. Wait, who's this? Oh, you. What if I might put a word in it at this point? Oh no, 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 no. They're gonna start saying guilty.
Go ahead, Mr. Foreman.
Took a bad volley bullet in the knee about Mayo in 1880, don't you know? Decorated for it and all but forced to retire from service, sadly. Of course, a medal can never outshine the exploits of the chaplains of the battlefield.
Yes, Mr. Foreman. And what exactly is your point?
Carry on the battle at the retirement, you see. The battle of daily life, if you like.
I see.
Hold on.
I see.
And here I am now, leading the small squadron. 6 men, all good and true. We're all down, and we'll all go down together. One for all, and all for one.
Yeah, they're all gonna go to guilty right now, aren't they?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached agreement, have they? Is that where we are to understand?
Well, Mr. Foreman, is that the correct?
In a manner of speaking, yes. This is the Garrett squadron's position, sir.
What? No, it's too soon to make a judgment here.
Status report for the court, man. On the double.
His lordship insists on promptitude at all times, and it goes for making decisions too.
I think you'll find the truth is as clear as day now. I can reach out and touch it.
Oh, what I left it in there. I just wanted, but in all honesty, I can't actually remember.
Situation clear. Stop. No room for that. Stop. Choose now undeniable. Stop.
I am very sorry for brothers. They are unlucky.
Very well. I now call upon each member of the jury to state his or her leaning on the matter. Now to consider verdicts of the court.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
It does indeed appear that the jury is unanimous and is leaning already. That photograph must be the definitive evidence that Gregson mentioned.
But you didn't shoot him!
No, of course not. My lord. The defense wishes to assert its right to the Summation Examination. Very well. The court grants permission.
So, you refuse to admit defeat again. How? Unsurprising.
We shall proceed immediately with the Summation Examination. Mr. Foreman, are all members of the jury ready?
Absolutely, sir. Always ready for action, my chaps.
Very good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you are each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty.
All evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at the young pickpocketing.
Pickpocketing? I think that's it. I'm gonna say pickpocketing.
As a housemaid, I should like to see all filthy eyesores promptly and rigorously eliminated.
I think you'll find that if you look at the photograph in the stereo, the truth will just pop out.
I have left it in there. It should be a repercussion by now.
Mind made up. Stop. Global radio transmission. The victim version problem. Stop.
In motherland, we say never drop my clothes, drop my head. I am convinced brothers are innocent.
The circumstances of the crime and the evidence do indeed implicate the defense. Defendant rather comprehensively.
The storeroom, locked from the inside, in which the victim and the accused were discovered alone. In the accused's hand, the fatal revolver, the firing of which was heard by these witnesses.
Mention this print. Think of a chap who's seen action on the battlefield. That young girl's on the verge of pulling the body trigger.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Sholmes.
Oh dear, these cameras were supposed to help, not hinder.
I'm afraid I think you have an uphill struggle ahead of you. Gina didn't shoot Mr. Winterbank. Which means that there's more to the situation that we've yet to see.
Agreed.
You have the floor, counsel. Proceed with the Summation Examination. And let me get a drink of water before this starts. You know, I just now noticed that the old witnesses are standing behind a different stand further back. I don't know why I'm just now realizing this. But I guess it makes sense. They need somewhere to stand. You're Mr. Natsume's landlord, Mr. Garrett, aren't you? We really must stop meeting like this.
Ah, you're the lawyer chap. Well, that turned up for the books. Yes, rather a turbulent time we had back then.
Some extraordinary events took place at your house, that's for sure. Luckily, Mr. Sholmes and I were able to get to the bottom of it all. I think we did rather a lot for you, didn't we? I mean, obviously. I wouldn't be suggesting that, therefore, you should change your leaning to not guilty or anything.
Can't be denied, I suppose. The curse of the Gyarados house was the talk of the town after that business.
Jeez, the curse of the Gyarados town?
Largest movement out. I can't battle a soul. I can't get a battle soul to take up the tendencies.
Oh no.
Haven't had the heart to break the news to Joni yet. Bandit, the old girl's clapped up. Yes, can't be denied. He did do rather a lot, but not for us, that's for damn certain.
Suppose not.
Of course. Like me no suggestion that, but that being the reason I'm leaning toward guilty here, obviously.
Obviously. But honestly, I really wish you'd pay more attention to the trial, and less to juror number 2.
Hold it!
Polishing the bench, I see, again.
Fade's work is never done. Not a blemish must remain.
We never actually did learn your name. You were just one of the jurors from the first trial we had here. What exactly do you mean by filthy eyesores?
On my way to the market for his lordship, I have to pass through the east end. The place is full of beggars, pig persons, and crossmen, the scum of the earth.
A little harsh, perhaps?
Let me be plain. If it were up to me, all those back slums would be made spick and span or eradicated. At least we'd have people like the great detective working to achieve these important goals.
You're referring to Mr. Herlock Sholmes?
That's right. I like to keep abreast of his exploits by reading Brand's magazine in between my duties. He does wonders clearing London streets. In my opinion, he should be granted an honorary married in the capital.
Mr. Sholmes? A maid?
It's really quite unforgivable. Gutter scum having the audacity to shoot our very greatest detective.
You're too focused on the minor detail. It was the two brothers in the stand who shot Mr. Sholmes, not the defendant.
Minor detail indeed. They're all gutter scum as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it just might be an idea to get our facts straight anyway.
Yes, alright. I shall amend my statement. Those brothers are the scum of the earth. They should be they should swing for shooting the great detective.
Hold it!
Alright. I agree with you. The shooting of Mr. Sholmes was an unforgettable act. But the purpose of the trial is to determine who shot the pawnbroker, Mr. Winterbank.
I'm afraid you're splitting hairs, sir.
Sorry?
Whether it was the thieves or the pig person. It's no gutter trash that shot the pawnbroker in the end. Filth that should be cleaned up and eradicated. In my considered opinion.
Thanks so much for sharing. Changing this maid's mind isn't gonna be easy.
Well, no. It was one of those two brothers that shot Hurley, wasn't it?
Yes, without question.
Well, then I'll never forgive them.
Oh, Iris.
Perhaps we can use this main statement to help us somehow, don't you think?
Yeah, maybe. Let's listen carefully what each juror has to say first. Alright, Mr. Comedian.
Hold it!
What do you mean, look at the photograph in the stereo?
Sorry, what? Don't you know? If you look at the photograph appeared normally, it looks as though the pocket gear is about to shoot the victim, obviously.
Objection!
But there's no indication that the defendant ever fired the gun.
All I'm saying is that you need to look at the same print in the stereo. It could reveal all sorts of new information.
By Any chance? Are you a fan of stereoscopes? Oh, okay.
Oh, how did you know?
It's called a lucky guess.
An arrogant soul seeing the two prints merged into one before your eyes. It's extraordinary. It's captivating. It's the height of modernity.
Of course.
Oh yes, I think you find that the stereoscope here is here to stay. Give us new perspectives we can only dream of before. It's the greatest invention the world has ever seen.
If only you could give me a news perspective on this case, I might agree with you. Alright, Mr. Old Man. What exactly have you been muttering about all this time, sir? Keep talking about having left something somewhere, or something like that.
Oh, I've just left my coat on the street again.
I'm just...
I'm so sorry. As you can probably tell, I'm a surgeon.
Surgeon? Totally passed me by.
Of course, people can go through surgery in this country. All consider me doctors. Oh no. I'm a machine at the forefront of medical science. A real brains in the field.
So what is it that you think you've left behind?
Oh, well, that's a little embarrassing to be honest. You see, I was operating on somebody and today, center thing went into the abdomen.
Too much information.
But when I finished the procedure, I couldn't find my scalpel anywhere.
Oh no. Also, your hand is clipping into your podium. What? Did he? Surely not.
Exactly. Surely not, you say to yourself, don't you? Worrying, is it? That's what's been troubling me this whole time. Did I really have left my scalpel inside the fellow's belly? No, of course I couldn't. So there you have it. Like I said, it's a little embarrassing, really.
Poor Mr. Sholmes. That's one way of putting it. The other is manslaughter.
That's exactly my concern. And seeing as this case appears to be all but sewn up, I need to focus on trying to remember exactly what I've sewn up elsewhere. Now, sure I made sure everything was back as it should be. Well, as sure as I could be without being sure.
Sure, you need to be more sure. I hope Sholmes is alright. I am at least. I'm pretty sure he's talking about Sholmes.
Hold it!
Sorry, radio transmission? What do you mean?
Are you from the Far East? Stop.
Yes. From the Empire of Japan.
All communication with the Far Eastern nations used to take place by mail. Royal mail street steamers take more than a month to complete the journey. But now we have electric chair, so we can send messages using electrical signals. Thousands of miles of cables have been laid across the ocean beds, connecting the entire world.
Thousands of miles of cable on the ocean bed? Makes my head hurt just thinking about it.
You well informed, young lady. The cables will soon become a thing of the past. Stop.
Are you talking about internet streaming? Is that what you're trying to refer to? And just when I was starting to catch up.
Radio transmission is future, so messages carried over airwaves from 4 kilometers of globe. Stop. Except McGraw, stop. Atmospheric, electric, stop.
Stop saying stop! Right. Try not to wear out your fingers.
Airwave wireless telegraphy. Stop. Driving technological revolution. Stop. Yeah, people say inventions with the stereoscopes and high technology. What on a piffle? I can't understand it. I really can't. It's just silly toys.
Of course, I knew he'd get mad at that.
Excuse me.
Journal number 3. Sorry to interrupt when you're obviously fuming, but...
What?
Do you perhaps have something to say about jury number 5's last remark? As if I could guess.
Oh, you bet I do. Say it again. Go on. I dare you.
Goodness, are you talking to me?
I think it just might be, yes.
You think stereoscopes are just toys, do you, huh?
Absolutely. I mean, really, a machine of viewing photographs in these 3 dimensions. Why on earth would you not just use your eyes to look at the world around you? It's all 3-dimensional.
What a great way to appease the man.
No, I'm sorry. Stereoscopes are no practical use at all.
You just don't know.
Pardon?
I think you'll find that viewing a photograph through the stereoscope can unlock all sorts of possibilities. I'm obviously gonna have to demonstrate.
What sort of possibilities?
Well, take a crime scene, for example. If you had a pair of photographs from a crime scene that you can view through a stereoscope, it can reveal hidden clues you never even noticed before.
What? Oh, you want us to take 2 photos of the crime scene. You want us to look at the crime scene photos like a stereoscope.
Have you got any idea, Rudo? Any prints we can look at with a stereoscope?
Absolutely. How about this print here? It should do the trick, I think. Oh. Oh, we do have it.
Take that!
Alright then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints?
Of course I can.
Very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate.
I'll be delighted to. Just give me one more print and I'll amaze you all.
Oh, damn it, I don't have it. Fine.
Take that!
Wait, sorry. What did you mean, one more print?
Oh dear, don't you have these in the Far East? Don't you know how stereoscope works?
Rudo!
What?
You need 2 photographs for a stereoscope, remember?
Yeah, I know.
You know, one for the left eye, one for the right.
Oh, yes, I remember now. The print we have, the hamburger, is just a normal photograph.
No, I think I'll find. But the clue is in the name. It's a stereoscope, not a monoscope. You always need 2 prints.
Thanks for the friendly explanation.
Well, if we obtain another print at some point later in the trial, we can always show it to this young man then.
I think you'll find that know-it-all expression is really starting to annoy me. Let's get things back on track, shall we, Console?
All we need is another shot from a slightly different location and we can see the scene in 3 dimensions.
Hold it!
Hold on, I just want to finish what you were trying to say. Because there's sometimes in the Professor Layton game where you had to continue what they were saying during stuff like this. Hold on. Not there yet. Okay, they're really just silly toys. Don't spare any feelings, will you? It's not like there's anyone here who likes stereoscopes. So why exactly do you think that the defendant is guilty?
It's quite simple. We've been shown a scrap of evidence to suggest that she isn't a culprit. Just the rare dashes. Waves dash this guy's faster than I can see. So we should dash to the conclusion of this trial and stop pandering to the decision.
Hold it!
Alright, what do you have to say? Please tell me you're not Milan Bolshevik, the Russian revolutionary. Oh!
Revolutionary?
Okay.
Duh. I believe there is such a rumor.
It's just a rumor.
As you see, I'm unfortunate in Paris. And I look like vicious criminal.
Your words, not mine. Just want to point that out. Also, what a cute mouse.
People call it revolutionary, murder, autocrat. And which glove fits? Good day. I'm visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please.
Right. That didn't sound staged at all. You'll forgive me for having my doubts.
To be treated like vicious criminal all the time, it is very painful. People do not realize. There are much sympathies for these brothers. People say they are criminals only because of how they look.
Skulkin Brothers?
Da, maybe they went inside Broker stuff. But they have done nothing wrong. That's all I want to say.
Skulking Brothers did nothing wrong that night. Alright, well, first of all, it's one not so little misunderstanding and I'll need to clear up straight away. Tell me something, Iris.
What is it, Rudo?
The jurors are all chosen at random from the inhabitants of the London town, are they?
Yes, it's amazing, isn't it?
In that case, how is it that there's a Russian tourist sitting among them who looks like all the war is like a revolutionary?
I wish I knew.
If I can't change the minds of more than half of these 6 jurors, the trial will be over.
But we know that Ginny will never shoot anyone.
Yeah, so we need to find out contradictions in what these jurors are saying and pit them against each other. Let's be ready to go to whatever lengths I have to convince them of Gina's innocence. Alright, so you did change your statement. His brother's the scum of the earth. Oh, you can. Oh, okay. Well, that's easy. You're convinced that the brothers are innocent.
Objection.
These 2 statements clearly contradict each other. Good lord, counsel, explain yourself.
Oh my, my statement? Contradictory. C-O-N.
Juror number 6, you got the wrong end of the stick.
I do not have stick. I have mouse.
Squeak!
What is this music? As juror number 2 said earlier, when the Skulkin brothers fled to see the night in question, they fired a shot from the revolver.
Yes, they shot poor Mr. Sholmes in the abdomen. I understand.
Surely you're not going to tell the court now that you didn't hear?
Abdomen. A, B, D.
Sir?
Sorry. My English is still learning.
You are telling the court you didn't hear?
Forgive me. I did not hear. Here's word. Abdomen. Part of person's body containing stomach and other vital organs. If this is what you mean to say in plain English, I'm Russian, not native speaker.
I thought it was a good idea to let this man be on the jury again.
Oh, I squeaked! So, you are telling me these brothers who look like criminals were lying? I said before, we doubt nothing. But the truth is, they shot detective. Da, that is double negative.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Lying is wrong, especially when lie is said by a person who look like criminal. Don't squeeze the mouse!
Coming for you, that seems surprisingly prejudiced.
This means, when they said we never took nothing, maybe it was also a big fat lie. Is this true?
Well, according to the police report, most stolen goods were found, so...
Enough! I trust no one now!
It's not the mouse's fault, though, sir. Yeah, it's definitely not the mouse's fault.
I must see with all eyes. I must investigate crime scene myself.
I'm afraid that won't be possible.
Yes, it is, Frodo. Easily.
Sorry?
With the prints from Hurley's red-handed recorder.
Ah,
If you compare the pictures in Ginny and the next print from half an hour later, you'll be able to see straight away if anything was taken or not. Gooey, Mr. Prosecutor.
okay. I was gonna say we can't go to the crime scene anyways because the police and the fact that it's pouring down rain apparently.
Tut tut. Calling the prosecution in the middle of a summation examination of all times. The print showing the accused threatening the victim after she broke in the shop is this one. Following this, the victim and the accused moved into the storeroom. Meanwhile, the Skulkin brothers entered the shop and summarily heard the fatal gunshot ring out. Sadly, none of the events were captured on film. This is the print preceded by the camera half an hour later, after the brothers' flight.
So this was taken up Hurley was shot then. As far as I can tell, nothing has been taken.
This does seem to be the case, but yeah, but it is slid back a little bit further though. Can't notice anything that's obviously missing in the second print.
So the brothers who look like criminals told only one lie. They shot man, but they stole nothing.
It would seem so, yes.
Good.
No, not good.
You are right. I did not understand the situation. Now I know brothers have lied. I think it is very important to continue with trial.
Thank you.
Yay, well done, Rudo. The balance is shifting.
Well, it's a start, I suppose. There must be more in what the jurors are saying that it can use to expose the truth. If I can do that, we might just turn the situation in our favor still. Thank you, counsel. Continue with the summation examination. And kindly hand that new photographic print to the bailiff to be filed as evidence. Post-shooting photograph. Alright. Now we got 2 photographs. Another print of the court record. I wonder if we can make use of that.
Illegalized. There are many.
Oh. But are they forcibly not guilty? Yeah. Yeah, you still are actually saying something, which is interesting. So we only got 1. Hold on. There. I actually need to press this now. Can it really show up new Can it really show up new clues though? Don't know unless you try. How about this? Yeah.
Take that!
Here. Alright then. Alright then. Zabba 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 zabba. Just one more print. Here you
Take
go.
that!
Alright, with these two prints were both taken with the same camera and window banks on the night in question. Yes, I see. Tell me, Mr. Lawyer, do you know how stereographic images work? Do you understand the principle? Well, I think so. Did have a lesson only yesterday. Left and right eye images need to be the same, only with a slight shift in position of some objects. Then when your brain merges the 2 images together inside your head, it notices a shift as if there was depth. Yes, exactly! I might need to take off my glasses for this again. Oh, I like how you're actually holding them.
It's a small shift in between certain objects between the 2 pictures that's really important.
So what happens if you use 2 photographs that are exactly the same then? No, obviously that won't work at all. Not for seeing this scene 3-dimensionally anyway.
Oh!
That's the wrong button.
Oh! Of course! Now I see!
Ah! I think the young girl is starting a secret!
I have!
Can you uncross your eyes before you tell me?
look at these two pictures from her eyes camera, Bruno. Go on.
Yeah, I did see.
Can you see that there's a really obvious difference between them?
Yeah. You put them together. Yep. Of course there is. There are 2 people in the first and no people in the second. No, everything on the. It's like everything on the. In the left picture. It is slid over further left on the table, or at least the doll and the books are. The doll, the books, and the scale. So yeah, there is a slight difference. Also the lamp was broken.
Well, yes, you can see that straight away. But now, try looking at the pictures in 3 dimensions.
All right, I'll give it a go. So to start with, you have to cross your eyes and try to make the 2 pictures overlap exactly. Yep. Let's see if by crossing my eyes I can make the quill pens and the picture overlap in the middle. Yeah, you're looking at the quill pen in particular. Yeah. Wait.
Well, did you manage to see it properly, Bruno?
No, well, no. I didn't expect that. No, I'm gonna skip through this.
I'm just happy to bring with me a portable stereoscope.
Okay, I skipped a couple pieces of dialogue, but just because I pushed the wrong button. I know I mentioned this yesterday, but if you had that contraption with you from the outset, you could have just saved me from staring at Mr. Winterbank and Gina like I hate them all the time. Okay, that's kind of funny.
If you remember, I said in reply that it's much more satisfying to be able to see the effect with your own eyes. Anyway, why don't you try using this helpful 08 now?
I guess I'm gonna say it doesn't matter.
Here goes.
Yep. I knew those things have shifted. Now let's see what we've got. Wait, look at that. Ah, what's going on with these 2 pictures? Some of the things on the counter sort of jump out at you. He has to use the contraption. Yes, that's it, you see. That's the other amazing power of stereoscopes. Other amazing power?
Someone can explain this black magic, eh? Why the deuce some of the things on the counter seem to jump out at you like that,
I think you'll find that if you consider the basic principle of the stereoscope, you'll answer your own question.
Basic principles of the stereoscope.
As I said before, if you try to look at 2 identical pictures using a stereoscope, it won't work at all. It's a slight shift in the positions of certain objects that lets you see the pictures 3-dimensionally.
In other words, even though at first glance it seems the objects on the counter haven't moved at all between the 2 pictures, this shows that actually there must have been a slight shift in their positions.
Yes, there must have been. Now hold there. Hold fire there, sir. Got a reasonable grasp of this whole cross-eye business now, I say. But why the devil does a shift between the 2 prints exist in the first place? Well, what's the answer, fellas? Come on, you cross-eyed bastard.
What, me? I had the first idea.
You know, Bruno, it's quite simple.
It is.
Just think of it through step by step. The first photograph was taken at 1 a.m. Then 30 minutes later, a second photograph was taken. But the position of some of the items on the counter appears to have shifted slightly in the interim. So that means
That means that sometime in the half-hour interval, someone must have tampered with the things on the counter.
Zookers.
Someone tampered! New information. Stop! Not mentioning the test post so far. Stop! Yes. We've had to go around in circles a little here, it seems. But I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at in this summation examination now. Ladies and gentlemen, the question now is clear. We know the items on the countertop are moved, but by whom? Are you suggesting you might know? Of course. I can tell you right now who is responsible for the almost imperceptible shifts of the items on the counter. Oh, damn it! Save. Oh, I'm just looking at Discord here. YouTube celebrates 1 trillion views of Minecraft content. Neat. Oh, join me, loony. I'm live right now. I just so happened to look in Discord at this moment. I was gonna say. Alright, well, join me! Oh wait, that's right, I'm answering a question, that's right. I can tell you right now, who is responsible for the almost imperceptible shift in the items on the counter? Okay. Who shifted the stuff on the counter? Oh gosh, these two doofuses stick out like a sore thumb about all these other people. Oh boy. Who could have shifted the items though? Let's see here. The crime happened in the back room. Hello, hey loony. How's it going? I just woke up, figured. I'm answering a question right now. What? Who could have sleepy? Yeah, right now I'm trying to answer the question, who moved the two pictures, who moved the stuff on the counter in the two pictures? You're the guy that died. So I don't think you would move that. You were passed out. So I'm assuming it had to be one of these two doofuses. I've already said, so I'm gonna say it was Nash. I'm not sure if it matters. I'm just saying that's Nash. It was the witnesses currently in the stand, the Skulkin brothers. Okay, I guess it didn't matter who I picked. Wait, the staff don't agree with what brothers said in testimony before. They said they do not even have time to pull dukes from Lucy Lockets. My phrasebook says dukes is meaning hands, and Lucy Lockets is meaning pockets. But is this another lie? Is this what you are saying? Yes, I'm afraid so. Oh, hold on a minute. You can't be sure of that. I quite agree. The curious is a common pickpocket after all. It's perfectly possible that she went looking through the things on the desk to see what she might steal. I think that's unlikely. Why exactly? As you can see from this photographic print, the defendant was pointing a gun at the victim. It would seem, as my learned friend indicated, that she was coercing window bank to open the storeroom door. I think I'll be looking at the sleep. All right, well, it's nice to have you around. I didn't have anybody last week, so nice, nice to have someone lurking. In other words, Miss Lestrade interests lay within the storeroom, not in the main shop. And yes, I changed my pronunciation to Lestrade. Now you don't need to comment about that. Giving her no reason to touch anything on the counter. All which points to one thing. The Skulkin brothers have omitted key facts in their testimony.
But the first is a pickpocket. Come on, gutter trash. Why look any further? The wrongdoer here.
Because the Skulkin brothers are thieves, madam. No better, in fact worse than pickpocket. I believe that these brothers were looking for something on the victim's counter that night. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you were to condemn the defendant on the grounds that she's a pickpocket, would it not at least be right and proper to thoroughly scrutinize testimony given against her by two thieves? I notice.
Well said. I, for one, would like to hear more from this shady pair.
Why he used his head? Why? Can y'all see now? I think you'll find stereoscopes are playthings. You've seen their extraordinary potential firsthand. Slowly or surely.
Oh, please stop. Fast purchase after turn. Stop. Return him. Break the arrangements. Stop.
You're gonna buy one. Yeah, there's 4 in our favor. Well, it would seem this trial has yet to run its course. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have declared their inclinations via the mighty scales of justice. I hereby call this summation examination the conclusion with the balance altered in the defendant's favor. 2 lean to guilty, 4 lean to not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is without consciences. Now, order the trial continue.
Yay! Well done. Oh, by the way,
What?
you should hold on to this, Rudo. You never know when it might come in useful.
Twice in one trial would be unusual, surely. But alright. Thank you. Lord Van Zeeks. You instruct the witnesses that the court demands additional testimony from them.
I'm sure it won't spoil the bouquet if they don't do so, my lord.
I won myself another chance to probe that pair about their activities that night, at least. I won't stop probing them until I've proven that Gina's innocent. To be continued. Oh, gosh. Really? Already? Oh, damn it. Oh, no. But you just got here. I started later. I started later than I usually do. Because I was watching John and I got invested. And I said I would stop by at the first save point. It's 11:30 here and I usually stop at 12. I don't want to go past 12, which is in a half hour. Yeah, you just got here. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to stop it here. Yeah, this is unfortunate. I'm gonna do it. Oh, thanks for tuning in. I'll start earlier next time so I can get in more progress. But until then, take care. And I will see you next week for more Ace Attorney. And then tomorrow I'll be playing some Metroid Dread.